Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. If you're looking for a nice easy square to make and something delicious for the holidays, here's the easy butter tart squares. Okay, so without further ado, let's get back to today's featured recipe, butter tart squares. We'll start by making the base. So we'll use a large mixing bowl and add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And the next ingredient will help with the taste and the texture. So we'll add 4 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. So next we'll take 1 cup of unsalted butter. It needs to be cold butter, and then we just take and chop it into cubes. Makes it a little easier for the mixing. So add it to the flour and the icing sugar. And when you go to mix it in, you can do it with a pastry cutter, or I actually use the paddle attachment on my mixer. Certainly you can do it by hand too, but that's a lot of work. And you just mix that in until there's small little pill-sized pieces of butter that remain in the flour. Now I take some cold water and I add a tablespoon or 2 of that until the dough actually clings together better. And you can use your own judgment, but I used a couple of tablespoons of cold water here. Grease and line a 9 by 13 inch pan with parchment paper. Simply dump this mixture into your prepared pan. And I'm just going to use the spatula here to pat that down and smooth it out a little bit and make sure it's nice and firm. You're going to place that into a preheated oven, and that oven's at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And you'll bake that for about 10 minutes. And so when that's in the oven, we'll prepare the filling for the top. You'll need to melt half a cup of unsalted butter. Now you'll crack 3 large eggs into a mixing bowl. And I would add about 2.5 cups of loosely packed light brown sugar. You can add a tablespoon of vinegar if you want to decrease how sweet it is. I also add a tablespoon of pure vanilla. And then don't forget to add your half cup of melted butter. It looks like my bowl is barely big enough. Maybe use a little larger bowl than what I'm using today. Anyway, mix that together until it looks nice and creamy like this and no lumps. Pour that on top of your base crust and bake it at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes. And when it's finished baking, it'll be golden on top and mostly set. And what I mean by that is it might have a slight jiggle to it. That's okay, but it should be mostly set. It will have to be cooled down to room temperature. Then place it in the fridge for 2 to 4 hours to finish setting before you slice it. And that's it, so pretty easy, eh? So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, happy eating!